Welcome back to my channel, everyone. The show Skin Red Fox. I'm back with another episode of Let's Play Crusader Kings 3. We are playing as Aragorn in the Realms of Exile mod. I've just now noticed that there was like a little tiny hole in the map up there. I don't know why that caught my attention right there. But yeah, as you can tell, we are doing really well. Gondor has well exceeded expectations on expansion, but we stopped the last episode a little short. It was only it was only like right around the 14-15 minute mark because whatever we ended, we also have Mordor coming after us. And I was like, okay, well, you know what, this is probably a good time to end it because this episode might entail us going against them. And we are in a little bit of a tougher situation right now because if you actually look at our troops, we just got finished in the last episode fighting against these people, taking this a little bit later here, so we could, start um getting closer to these people up here, so that way that we could start basically expanding up north. Um, but that does kind of leave us now with us being a little bit weaker. And whenever we started losing a lot of the troops, because I think we took a lot of attrition damage up there, we now have these guys right here. So we have to really be careful with this war here. We got to really hope that our troops come back. I don't think that we can actually ask for assistance from anybody if I do believe so. I'm actually going to see, is there a way that I can arrange a marriage with the Rittermark? Um, does not look like we can. I don't think there's anybody that we can really ask for over here from Lothlorien. Maybe. It doesn't look like they're going to take anything either. I actually don't think she's not going to take anything. Our son, no. Okay, does look like that. We are fairly alone in this. Maybe if we can ask some of these other guys over here for military assistance. 'Cause I haven't really thought about these guys, but I guess that does track Doran's folk. Wow, they actually have created their empire over here, which is wild. Thorin the Third is actually doing some pretty good work over there. Um, let me see if I can't send a gift to him. Don't think that's going to help any, but you never know. I'm just trying everybody at this point, just trying to get everybody that I can to come to war here. I don't think Lyndon will accept. No, it doesn't look like that's the case. Doesn't look like any of the dwarves are going to accept. No, it doesn't look like it. I'm trying to get everybody. That's kind of the goal here with that. Yeah. Okay, is there anybody down here that I necessarily could? I'm actually curious, like, what's their... Oh, they actually have some pretty decent, too far away to interact. That's unfortunate. Too far away to interact. Can we ask any of these people here, I guess? I doubt it. Yeah, it does look like there's some people that are just, like, too far away, really, to help us. But that's okay. I mean, it was worth a shot. Oh, this guy will say yes. That's nice. Um... Because I haven't really thought about this, but if we could ask just about everybody, I think Umbar was gonna say no, no matter what. So let's see what we can get for people helping us. Troubling, troubling, troubling. Let's see what we have here. We did get two. This person's got a little bit of troops, not a whole lot, but enough to help. And this person's got some troops here as well. So sure, we'll take a little bit of gold from there. That's also nice. And they're just taking land up there. So let's see what he's at right now. He's at 49,000 to our 31. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and raise up. We're going to go to special merchants, and I want to check to see who's got the most. Probably going to be up here if I had to guess. Let's hire these guys. These guys said no. Just those are orcs anyway. That's why. These guys there. These guys there. So that's all of those. We're also going to go ahead and raise up. We'll go ahead and raise up these guys, the Wardens of the West. We'll go ahead. We can't really hire these guys here. And then that just leaves these. which it does look like a lot, but we have so much gold right now. 13,000 is just a ridiculous amount of gold that we have. Well, my daughter's here hanging out with me while I play the game. She's just kind of having a good time, really. And then now it just leaves the armies to be raised here. We can go ahead and watch them go over time here. We're going to see, can we, hey girl, what's going on, huh? You just talking to me? I don't know if y'all can hear her through the mic, but yeah, she just likes, she's getting to the point where she likes to talk a little bit, so it's kind of cute. So this is where things are going to get kind of crazy here because we're at 70,000 to his what looks like what 51. So we're going to march our guys up here and we're going to hope for the best here. I think because we're going to hit a lot of his troops first before his troops get on there, we'll have the war score in our favor here. So really nice there. We can go ahead and start taking back some of our places right here. This should make things significantly easier for us. Okay, now we're going to have to abandon that siege right there and meet up. Oh, looks like our guys were going to get it anyway, but we might as well just go ahead and take them out there. That's awesome. We're going to go ahead and start retaking some of these lands here. Man, oh man, they just keep on coming, don't they? Fine, then we'll take that. We'll start sieging this piece of land right here. I think now that we have a significant advantage on them in troops, I think we can actually push to win, which we have not done against Mordor yet. Now, this one takes a little bit longer than a lot of the places he's sieging up behind us. So if you see the war score going down right there, that's not so much to be worried about right now. We're going to send our guys up here and take out this. And that's pretty good there. Now we can start taking away some of these pieces of land right here, which would be really, really nice for us to go ahead and win this war. We do have some things expiring, some mercenary bands. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that trade from her. Oh, and now we have enough to enforce demands, so that's pretty sweet. Now, I know like what like people are probably thinking here. I'm sitting here wondering, like, okay, you just beat them in a war. Can't you not go after them now? And the whole thing about that is like, why I'm not is because attacking is much more difficult than defending. Because they all the onus is on them. I think that's how you say that. Onus is on them to go into your land, and start taking land. It's really, really hard in what I've seen from Realms in Exile, especially when you're like fighting against Gondor, you're fighting against Mordor. Those lands are so fortified that to actually take them takes time. As you can tell, when we were over here in what was let's find it right quick. I think it's Cirith Ungol or no Minas Morgul. Minas Morgul with the advanced troops that we have took forever for us to like siege. It took a long time compared to them which running through the Black Gate up here and then just taking every piece of land that you have up here. So it's just one of those things where you have to be very careful because if you go to war just because you just won a defensive war does not mean you'll win the offensive war. And plus now we've also basically shot our shot with everybody here. We've already asked everybody for military assistance, so the chances of them coming back, I would probably say, is not the highest. So we're just going to have to be very careful going forward. We did have a bunch of land down here break apart, so we are going to go after these guys down here. This is rather than go north where we do have some more friendly people, we're going to go south and deal with these guys right here because I feel like these guys will probably be a little bit easier for us to manage than some of the other options that we have. So we are going to put these guys right here, replace them. We'll place these guys up here. I understand that a lot of these guys, oh, well, hold up. The Athelian Rangers can be placed right here because this actually is a good spot for them. We have a few other people that we can place, but they're not going to get anything because these places are technically not in our realm. So that's a whole other issue to worry about. We'll feudalize this castle here, which is pretty sweet. And this one should be really close. We just need to move our development right there. And then let's see, what does this person own right here? This person owns that. This person can take over that. And then we'll hand them that one off too whenever we're done. Let's go back over here and let's also look to see what other pieces of land that we're, yeah, it's these two right here. I knew that we had a few more from the previous episode that we were working on. Yeah, I think it's this one here. So we will go ahead and upgrade that a little bit and we'll worry about it later. So now, back to what I was saying. We're going to start pushing down this way. We're going to be eventually probably bordering Umbar because these places shouldn't take long. I don't know what a lot of these people are. Looks like a lot of these people probably have like, you know, their religions are considered evil to us. So to be able to like offer vassalage, for example, it's probably not going to happen. So we're going to have to do everything the hard way, really. Um, let's see. Can we do this one? The High Lordship? Nah, it's just going to make us do that one. That's fine. So let's go ahead and raise these up. And we need to do this pretty quickly. And the reason I say that is because with Mordor being on a truce with us, this gives us kind of time. This gives us time to do other things without them declaring war. Kind of like what they just did, really. Because what they did was we went to that one war, we expended a lot of troops, and then they came after us. So we want to be able to do our expansions and all before that happens. Let's us go ahead and start pushing out. We do have Wolves building. Spent whatever, that's fine. Not too worried about that. What's crazy is our marshal is the king, like the Thane of the Shire is what it was. It's actually kind of wild. I actually have no idea like whatever happened to like the line of Bilbo and Frodo and all that. Probably would have been nice for us to actually kind of like pay attention to that, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Pays 250. That's fine. I don't really care. I have plenty of gold, so me giving a little bit out to people is not going to really not really going to affect me a whole lot. We're going to now meet these guys up over here. Okay. A lot of these guys I'm going to give out to some of my Gondorian people, and what I want to do is I want people to start converting faith. Because that's going to be kind of something that we're going to be worrying about going forward because we're going to have a lot of people that are not going to be of the religion of the Gondorian people. So it's going to be something that we're going to need to worry about at some point. We don't like it's just not a problem that we need to deal with. And if we can convert the people of those lands, it also makes it very easy for the peasants to not revolt, for all that kind of stuff. And it might also eventually, I'm not exactly sure how faith expansion goes into the southern regions because they're all considered hostile. I think once you get south of Mordor, so I don't know exactly if that'll weaken them as well by doing that. So that's another thing that we're gonna worry about. We're gonna focus on religion expansion as well. I'm actually not sure like how much does this encompass. So pretty much everything. So let us give him vassal directions. Oh, he's already converted all this. Let's actually look at this. Okay, so yeah, pretty much everywhere that almost everywhere that we control is Eru Latel. So that's pretty good. We'll take that. Hey, little girl, how you doing over there? Oh, she's falling asleep. Sweet little girl. Okay. So now to continue with the expansion, we're going to continue our push into taking over these places. It looks like we don't have let me see. Do we actually now can we do it? No? Okay, that's actually wild. We do not have the ability to holy war for some of these people, which is interesting. But we're going to continue moving on down wherever we can here. One thing you've noticed is I haven't gone on any like feast or hunts in this playthrough, and the real reason, like I mean, one of the reasons is because when it comes to like stress and prestige, a lot of it that you don't have to worry about playing as Aragorn because he's just an OP character. I mean, look at his stats, look at like how old he can be before he finally gets to the point of being, too old to really do anything and die and stuff. So that's really really nice. But not only that though, it's also I don't want to have the chance of him getting killed in one of those things. Like you want to have your character be strong and you know and keep on going because I feel like in Realms of Exile, like Realms in Exile, I keep saying of Exile, like it's one of those bad habits I have. I say it's a bad habit. It's just it's weird, but one thing in Realms in Exile that I find is that a lot of the characters live a long time, and it's almost more about expanding your realm with one character rather than it is making sure your dynasty lasts a long time. Like for example, look at Galadriel. Galadriel's 8,414 years old. You have Elrond who's 6599. You've got a lot of these. You've got a lot of these characters over here that last a long time. You have the Rittermark, which doesn't really do an expansion, but their characters die at 90, so they're a little bit more like traditional CK. But a lot of like your got like a lot of the big players in the game just don't die. So it's more about expansion and keeping the enemy at bay, I feel like, in this game rather than regular CK, where you do want to expand, it's just harder. Now we do have an issue where we're not able to go any further south, which is wild. Mordor did just attack who are these people? They did just attack these people over here, which is gotta be careful, but okay, so now we can go after these guys right here. So maybe some of these, maybe there's truces that were happening over here that are now finally coming up. We're just going to keep doing our thing, really, and we're going to just attack these people and take them down one at a time. One thing I have thought about though too, maybe if we take some of these places over here, it would be nice because maybe that'll give Sauron another place to attack. So like let's just say there's a point where I can't beat him. Like there's just too many troops he's got. A lot of our troops aren't gonna be able to take him out because we can't get any assistance or whatever, or we run out of money for whatever reason. Like let's just say worst case scenario, we start losing money if he if the AI for him starts coming after places like this over here, it's a lot better than us losing some of our main holdings nearest to the White City and stuff. So this I think is also good because it might be a distraction for him to come over this way. Hey, little girl. So okay, that gives us to 100. So there we go. We've got quite a huge chunk of land right there. Um, we're gonna go ahead and grant this to a couple of these Gondorian guys right here. And we're going to give this guy this one right here. And we're going to keep doing the same thing. We're going to keep asking them to convert faith of these different regions. And let's see how successful they are, because I actually haven't looked at that to see how the conversion goes for these places, because a lot of them seem to be doing pretty well. I'm actually curious. Part of Mordor does not necessarily believe in well, if you look at it, so you have the cult of the lidless eye over there, but then you have some of these places that look different. Like I don't know. One thing I'm curious about. Let me see something. What is the murder chance on him? The character is a fallen Maya. Okay, well, that's pretty cool because they. So that's something I did not know if they actually. I wouldn't have thought that they actually would have put that into the game. So it's kind of surprising. So yeah, apparently because he's a fallen Maya, you can't assassinate him. Which, I mean, like, for those of you who don't know, like, Gandalf and Sauron and Saruman are all Maya, so like they're like basically like angels if you're making a parallel to Christianity, where like Sauron would be the equivalent of a fallen angel, where and you'd have Gandalf being the otherwise. It's just like that's kind of the parallel that I can draw between them. Like they're much more powerful than like a regular person, for example. So it's very interesting to see that they make that distinction right there. Like I find that to be pretty cool. It's pretty cool like a little add in there because they're not like normal people. It's not like he's a person like to where you could easily just do something like that. We're gonna keep on pushing. There's a lot of places over here that we can actually take now. We're just only going to do like two or three at a time because there is just a lot to go after. And it can be quite overwhelming, and I don't want to stretch myself too thin, even though I don't see myself losing any of these wars at all, even worst case scenario. But I also don't want to lose a ton of troops in the process of doing so. So we're going to just keep on. Well, we're actually going to take out these guys first because I don't know why they. I mean, they kind of took a very aggressive approach to the war. I actually don't know where this person is. This person is attacking us. I'm assuming that they're a landless person. That's okay. We'll take care of that here in a bit. We're going to send this 17,000 stack down here, and we're going to send the 13,000 stack down here. And now we're just going to push. Let's actually. Let's do that. Let's give them the money because we get so much so quickly. There's really no reason for us to there's no reason for us to have to sit there and deal with that right now because it would be too far and too aggravating to go out the way and deal with that. And we have so much money that I don't see us having to worry about running or going broke at any point. These people should be about done. Great. We'll enforce demands here. Now we're going to move our guys over this way. Now this, because we have this guy taking that, we have this guy taking that, so this is probably going to have to be a completely different, separate guy anyway. Um, this is interesting because this only has a temple. Let's go ahead and construct a castle there. That would probably be the best thing. And we'll give it to that guy because we clearly don't. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Okay, we're going to move back because there is a huge swath of troops up this way. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call the Holy Order. And we're going to give this guy right here this piece of land. And we're going to link up these guys right here. Link up these guys over there as well. Okay, and alright, so there's the next task. We do have the Witch King of Angmar, who did just declare war on us. We'll deal with him in just a second, because I don't foresee this war taking a really long time, but we don't want it to take any longer than we have to. Don't want to take any chances with that. Oh, okay. Okay, what happened here? What happened? Oh, so I didn't realize that. So Umbar ended up taking over that entire piece of land right there. I didn't realize that. So that's a little unfortunate that that happened. Okay. Um, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move our rallying point over this way. We're probably just going to have to surrender this, I imagine. Yeah, we're just going to have to do that. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. But see, this does go back to the whole what happens in worst case scenario type of deal. So we're definitely not going through Mordor to do that. We're going to go above. We do have enough time for that at least. We can vassalize somebody, which is pretty cool. I actually don't know where this guy is though. Okay, that's pretty neat. The Gap of Khand. We'll go ahead and pay the 50 for him, or pay the 75 for him. We will now grant him the High Gap of Khan. And we're going to grant him a few vassals. We're going to grant him that one. And I also want to grant him this one. And we're also just going to grant him this one as well. That's fine. This will give him a pretty good control over this. And yeah, that one as well. That'll give him pretty good control over this region, while also making him strong enough to not have to worry about this guy pressing up against him and maybe taking over part of his land or something. We don't need any kind of infighting. But let's go ahead and let's see. Don't hold up. I did see a few places over here that we can take care of. That right there. All right, and now we're going to move our guys over this way. 36,000 troops just marching across the world here. What does he have? He has got 33,000, so he does have a pretty decent um, amount of troops to control here. So he isn't just going to be some pushover for sure. Okay, let's move these guys down here. Alrighty. Let's go for mercenaries. Let's go ahead and hire up quite a few here. Okay. We have 3,000 gold still left, but I think that should be fine. I don't think we'll need anything else. Alright, so now we're going to have to march down here, and we're going to have to be quick about it. And it looks like we're going to lose. Dang, that sucks. So how much are they taking? They're only taking a few pieces of land here, so that's okay. See, this is part of the problem. Like whenever you get stretched too thin, but not only that, it was mostly just because we couldn't really. I don't think we could really call for any more help. Um, it is what it is, though. I think we're fine because that doesn't really hurt us too bad. We took a bunch of land over here, which is extremely helpful, and it does look like they're still trying to convert some places, so it might take a little bit of time for that. But it is something that we're going to definitely work on as time goes on. But again, I think for now that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like in the section below. If you want to see more in the future, please subscribe to my channel. It helps out a lot and it means a great deal. And again, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I will see all of you in the next episode.